What's up, everyone? This is Dino-Weapon, and today we're going to be taking a look at the transformation of Devastation Bumblebee. Now, last time we covered Devastation Prime, and that video got a whole lot of views, which, okay, 200 might not seem like a lot, but for me it is. Anyways, so here we have Bumblebee, Devastation Bumblebee, in his car mode. And it's a cute little car. It's got pretty nice weapon storage, honestly. I really like the cell shading here, and this top gun is actually pretty accurate to the game. I haven't played the game yet, but if I find it again on GameStop, I might play it. Who knows, maybe I'll even play it on the channel. Anyways, this guy is small. He's really small. For reference, here he is next to Devastation Prime. And while this definitely has its issues, this is definitely a step in the right direction. Like, scaling is this is either a really small truck or a really big car, which is ironic because Bumblebee is really tiny. Anyways, so to get him into his robot mode, we want to disconnect all of the weapons, accessories, put them aside. And then from here, it's kind of complicated, but it shouldn't be too bad. First, we take these side sections and pull them up, whilst also taking this section over here, pulling that up and pulling the arms down. And then, once you have that, this can slide up and down. It doesn't really do much, but what I would do next is untab these by sort of yanking on here, and then pull down the legs from this right here. And then from here, I usually do the legs first. So what I would do here is sort of pull the doors until they're sticking outwards. They're sculpted like that, so they're not going to break or anything. Then you sort of take these panels. They can sometimes disconnect, but they're easy enough to snap back on. And then we can shift them upwards. I probably should have disconnected the feet, but it'll just do that on its own. From here, we can just feet and do that. And then the legs are sort of on this weird double hinge system, I believe. So what I would do is sort of utilize this bottom hinge. I don't know if you can see that, but basically just sort of bend it like you would a knee. And then sort of keep bending until it detabs. And then straighten it out and pull it upwards until you can bend it in and tab it here. And then you have the knee now and the whole leg now done. You can fold this tire into here. It's a bit tight, but it's fine. Then finally fold that and you have one leg done. So same thing on this side. You want to sort of activate that sort of knee. Then you just sort of wiggle it free. Then straighten it out until you feel a soft tab, and then bend it until it sort of locks itself into place. Then take the wheel, put it in, fold that in, and that's the legs done pretty much. From here, what you want to do is, I personally like take this and pull it up a little bit and then pull this down, because I'm not sure if you can see that, but there is some paint chipping, and that's because there is like some, I'm not 100% sure if it's the information from Hasbro and Takara Tomy over here that's scraping against it, or it's just like something about the roof itself not having enough clearance. But either way, you sort of got to be careful when transforming this thing, but I'm fairly fine with paint chipping. Well, I don't really mind it much. Right, and then from here, you want to take this and sort of rotate it upwards, take the arms, pull them down, separate them, and start pulling them up past these. It might require a little bit of force, but it's not too bad. Nothing feels like it's gonna break. And then from here, what you want to do is take the hip and sort of swivel it back so that the top of the car can go here. Then you want to just fold that back and then push the arms into place, rotate these down, and then sort of pull out these using the little bumps over here. Even for someone like me who doesn't have fingernails, it's pretty easy most of the time. Of course, when I try and do it on camera, something always goes wrong. When you pull them out all the way, you should hear that click. Then next, you want to take the head and pull it all the way here. Take this, fold the wheels inside, then push this until they slot into there, and then you can take the head, sort of pull it backwards, and then you can either leave this up or put it down. I prefer leaving it up so I can get all the articulation, and that is Devastation Bumblebee in his robot mode. Now, it's sort of hard to show it here, but Devastation Bee is really small. Like, I'm pretty sure he's the smallest deluxe I have. Here he is next to Devastation Optimus, who is probably the biggest deluxe I have, and you can definitely see the size difference. This was initially why I was so hesitant to buy this, but more on that later. Okay, for articulation, he's got a ball joint on his head so he can look in pretty much any direction you want. He's got full up, pretty much no down. You can sort of utilize the transformation joint, but in order to get it back, you sort of gotta hold this down, which can be annoying. For arms, he's got a ball joint there. He's got bicep swivel, elbows that go both ways. This is for transformation. Nothing at the wrist. On both, and then he's got 360 waist. Although if you have this down, it is pretty limited. I'd keep this up because if you try forcing the hip to rotate or the waist to rotate, it's probably gonna chip this red paint, but you know, just be careful with this little guy. Anyways, for hips, he's got all the way forward, all the way back. He's got there. Oh yeah, Bumblebee can do that. So he's got 90 degrees of bend, and if you want to utilize the transformation joint, it's pretty hard to unlock intentionally, but you can definitely get it over, but it just looks weird. Honestly, I'm fine with just 90. And then for foot, you got, oh wait, he also has thigh swivel. He's got foot forward, not really any back, but he does have tilt. Then for his accessories, I've already briefly shown them, but he has this large gun, which can either go in his hand or, the way I prefer, just on his back. And yes, I know he has a large backpack, and this could be considered like hollowness, but I mean, I don't mind it. And then he also comes with his 2 tiny pistols, which I've seen people complain about, like, this black part just sort of not being, it's kind of unsightly for some people, but for me, it just allows me to know which guns or which hands the guns go to. Like, this is his left and this is his right. He's very dynamic, very well toleranced. honestly, I feel like I got my value out of this figure. Alright, so now let's put him into his alt mode. Okay, don't throw them. Alright, so to get him back into his alt mode, it's pretty much a similar series of steps. What I would do first is, I personally fold the hands up first, and then take the backpack, detach it, make sure this is up, unclip the wheels, take the arms, and sort of pull them down. It might feel a little bit difficult, but pretty sure that's intentional. And then you want to rotate the arms themselves 180 degrees, and then rotate using the bicep swivels 180 degrees again. Then from here, you want to push the head forward so that he looks like he got a bad gamer posture, and fold this all the way back until you hear that. Fold this upwards, the top of the car. Then you want to take this and fold this forwards. And from here, sort of take that, take these, and spread the arms out, and sort of put them together. And then you don't bend the elbows, you actually fold the entire arm, which can be a bit tight, but it works in the alt mode. That's intentional. Next, you could, once you do that, sit this back here, and then this is like where the paint chipping comes in. So there is a way to do this where his nose doesn't get scratched, but I don't really care that much, as I've said. So you just sort of fold this upwards until it's covering his face. You can put this down. You're pretty much done with that. Then for the legs, take them, you fold the back panels out, fold the wheels out. That's always very satisfying to do. And then when you're folding the feet down, make sure to like hold these so that they get out of the way. And then you take the shin guards and you fold them down until they sit over there. And then you sort of use a reverse knee and unplug that. Sort of bend it until you feel it get solid, and then sort of compress it all. Then do that, then there you go. Then you want to take these, put them up, and then snap them together, fold them until they align, push this down so that it sits flush, fold that down again, and then finally make sure that everything sort of lines up, and something's not lining up there. Just put those back wheels in, make sure everything is all compressed, and there you have him back in his car mode. Overall, he's a pretty decent little figure with pretty excellent weapon storage, if I do say so myself. Nothing feels like it wants to break apart. And also, speaking of, here is the box he comes with. This was purchased at Walmart, hashtag not sponsored. Yeah, you can see he's Studio Series, 24 steps. Here he is. This is based on the Devastation game, not the 86 movie or anything, because that's a different mold. And here's one thing I don't really like. So as you saw in the bot mode, just let me transform him real quick. Okay, so when you initially buy this, he sort of looks like this, although this is like not here, but it's not all the way, so his head is like looking forward and it just looks a bit awkward. Anyways, so when you see him in the box, it looks sort of like this. Now, if you don't really see the problem, there is like a lot of dead space here. And to outside observers, it might not seem like you're getting that good a deal. Even when I got him like out of the packaging, he was just really, really tiny, especially to something like, I don't know, Dark of the Moon Bumblebee or even Transformers 1 Bumblebee. But at least he has the plastic that 86B did not have. And that, I don't know. I just think they should stick with this instead of letting people like touch it and like potentially rip it out. That's just me. Also, one other thing, when I was getting the instructions, they didn't even fold it all the way. I originally started to, and then halfway I was like, hold up, I could use this. So yeah, I have almost completely non-folded instructions, and like, you know, there's an example. But anyways, yeah, that's been how to transform Devastation Bumblebee. There's not really much else I can say, other than thanks for the support on the last video. I'll be sure to give you some updates as to which figures I'll do next, probably in community posts. So be sure to like the video if you found it helpful in any way, or you just enjoyed it. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. Just have a good day, everyone. Alright, this is Dino-Weapon signing out.